I think Brandon's also the only one in that group that has a sense of humor about himself in that way.
Yeah.
Brandon was like, this is a funny joke. I think the other guys are like, we're going to turn this into a career.
And so good at this.
I look so good.
I look so good.
Girls are going to be sliding out of their seats when they see this video.
Listener discretion advised. Adult language and mature content.
Hey everybody, it's Two Queens, One Screen. I'm Jen.
I'm Keeley.
Thanks so much for coming back. Or if you're listening for the first time, if you like reality TV and mess and hearing the judgment of others, you're in the right place. So thank you so much for listening.
Welcome.
Welcome. Keeley and I, our favorite thing is about to start over again. Vanderpump Rules, which rolled into the Valley, is coming up. And Keeley sent me a text earlier this week, and I have been mulling it over because it was such an interesting question. Keeley, do you want to start?
Yes. My question was, I saw on Instagram this lady posted a video that said, if you had to describe Vanderpump Rules to someone that has no idea what the show is about, has never seen the show, what episode/moment would you choose to show them? Just pick one. And I thought, oh, that is the best idea I have ever heard. And it took me forever to pick one because I had so many that...
So hard.
It is so hard. And I really wanted to try and look up the specific season episode. So the three that I picked was when Stassi slapped Kristen.
Oh, good one.
Loved that one.
It was a good slap.
Yeah. I wanted something with Stassi, and I just couldn't decide because she's just my favorite out of everything. So there was a lot of favorite Stassi moments. My second favorite was when they were in Vegas and the boys dressed up in drag and Tom Sandoval kicks in the door and Schwartz is sitting on the toilet and he says, he's basically a battered wife. And I loved that one so much. I thought about that one. But the one I landed on that was my absolute favorite that I watched over and over and over again was, like I said, I found out the season episode. It was season 6, episode 6. It's where James and Jax kind of have a little bit of an argument. It starts out where Lala goes into SUR and she confronts James about cheating on Raquel with Gigi, this kind of no-name waitress in there. And, James is kind of setting up for his night to do the set. And he's like, I'm not cheating on Raquel with this girl. And he and Lala kind of get into it. And everybody knows that, yes, James is cheating on Raquel with this Gigi chick, right?
100%.
100%. And so Lala kind of gets fed up and walks away. And Jax is at the bar, kind of across from where James is, and can kind of sort of hear what is going on. And he's giving James shit about the conversation. And James walks over. And Jax is like, hey, man, we know you're having sex with everybody in the bar. And James is like, what are you talking about? You're having sex with everybody in the bar.
They both are.
Right? And so they start to tease each other about what each other does, whose job is better, the person who, plays the music or the person that makes the drinks. And then when James shouts out, make a cosmopolitan or make a pumptini. I love that part. That whole scene is like 5 minutes long, and it just shows everybody having sex with everybody, Jax being a douche, James being a douche, and the whole famous pumptini line. I just loved it. That was my favorite. That's what I would show somebody.
Okay, so I talked about it with Matt. Neither of us picked that one.
Okay.
Matt picked battered wife.
Okay.
So that one's 100% him. Okay, so I started off going, I've got to pick a Stassi one because Stassi was also my favorite. I just went,
Yes.
of course it's going to be a Stassi one. And the first one was Stassi's birthday in Vegas, season 1, where she's broken up with Jax.
Yeah.
And she's having her birthday, and then Jax shows up, and they get into a fight in the parking lot where all the men take their shirts off for no reason. Like Tom Sandoval, not even in the fight, but for some reason doesn't have a shirt on.
Yes.
And Stassi going, it's my birthday for the first time, because she does it every year. She has a birthday and gets pissed off with someone, and is just shocked that they would do something so rude on her birthday. And then number 2 is actually going forward in time when Tom the bar is first opening up, and Stassi wants to do a book launch at Tom. And this is when she's just come back. She's with Bo, who she's been with several guys, and she's been in and out of the show. Katie's there supporting her. But then also Tom Sandoval was like, you can't fucking do it. And she's like, Lisa Vanderpump said that I could do this. And then Tom Schwartz is like, guys, let's not fight. It's like, the fight is so ridiculous. And it's Stassi like, how dare you?
Yeah.
How dare you? And then Tom Sandoval drunk texting at 2 a.m.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking throw you out. Oh, so good.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, it's all going to be Stassi things. But the more I thought about it, who is, you and I both kind of agree, our least favorite person on the show? I would say typically you and I are like, oh, Sheena.
No. Sheena, yes.
Fucking Sheena. The more I thought about it, the more I think she's actually one of the best parts of this show, even though I can't stand her, because she's just so self-absorbed and so insane.
Yes.
And Sheena has gotten married twice on the show. But one of my favorite ones that helps explain so many levels of the show is Sheena's second wedding to Brock, and the episode where they're at their destination wedding. She's got like 12,000 events around her wedding, different dinners, different lunches, different activities, and everyone has to go to all of them. She has one where Tom Schwartz ends up making out with Raquel, and he'd been pushed into it by Sheena and also by Tom Sandoval, who we find out later was actually fucking Raquel, even though he was staying there with Ariana, who was his girlfriend of 10 years, who he bought a house with.
Oh, that's a good one.
And it's even, at that time, the biggest drama is that Tom Schwartz would have kissed her, because even though Raquel is single, after breaking off an engagement with James Kennedy, was also there, Tom Schwartz is in the middle of a divorce from Katie, who was not invited or uninvited, but kept a hotel room out of spite and is also at the resort. That one is so complicated.
Yeah.
That is, and there's no Stassi in that one.
Oh, I know.
But I love it. There's no Stassi and no Jax, I think.
Yeah.
And I still think that one's like right up there.
Yeah, that's a good one.
There's so many good ones.
Yeah.
You can start whenever. Start at the beginning. There's no bad season other than the last one.
Yeah.
Because that one could have been 2 episodes.
Yeah.
We didn't need to see them going to the beach together. It's going to be so good. I really hope the new cast of Vanderpump Rules is interesting, because I think once everyone got money, it became slightly less interesting.
Yeah. They didn't care, I think.
Or they all suddenly thought they were Lisa.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah,
your house is worth $1 million. You are not.
Yeah. Very true.
Lisa Vanderpump is like multi-millionaire.
Right.
You're not touching this. You are not.
Mm-hmm.
It's when Sheena started dating that Rob guy that everyone got too big for their britches.
Rob. Yes.
Rob that can hang a TV in 7 minutes.
Like Tahoe, where Jax almost dies, where he goes out there swimming. That was so funny.
Is someone going to help me?
They had to rescue him.
Help. Then he was irritated that no one helped him fast enough.
Oh.
Like, why did you swim out past the buoys?
I can't. That was so good, too.
Garrett, you've done too much coke. You can't swim well. Someone who has stayed through the whole thing is Tom Sandoval, and he will not be on the new season of Vanderpump, and I don't think he's going to be in the Valley either.
I don't think so.
So thank God that we have him in the Traitors.
Oh, yes. The Traitors.
If you are not caught up on the newest season of Traders, skip ahead because spoiler alert.
Here we go.
Tom Sandoval is a narcissist. He's so...
Oh, my God. Yes, their mission, they had to play like a human version of chess, right? Is that what you want to talk about? That?
Yeah, I want to talk about that. I thought the game was played very well by Danielle because it was about saying, like, what do the traders think? Who do the traders think are the most important people, or the who's slipping under the radar? Who's the leader of the pack?
And then there was the skull. What was the one for the skull? That was Brittany too. Who's gonna stab you in the back or something like that?
Yeah, something like that. Something like that.
That
and
was
then,
Brittany.
Then it was like leader of the pack, and Tom Sandoval's like, that's me.
That was me. That's totally me. And that wasn't
and
the
everyone's
answer.
like, no, it's not. It's Dylan. But even the traders were like, Tom Sandoval's going to push himself to the front. So let's get that money. But everyone's like, no, it isn't. And so they did not get the money. But when he didn't get that, that was my favorite part of the whole episode.
Yes.
When Tom Sandoval didn't get leader of the pack and Dylan did, after everyone said it was Dylan. And he was like, his ego was so deeply bruised.
Oh.
He thinks that he is the number one player of this game to such an extreme point. And I love just watching his hubris and everyone just going, oh. And then the other thing I have to talk about is I loved the round table when, as they're voting again, traitor versus traitor, which Gabby points out, fucking love Gabby.
Yeah.
She's like, that had like a vibe of Rob versus Bob, right? And it was like, and I was like, oh, she's so smart. And I was like, it's between Danielle and Carolyn. I felt genuinely so bad for her.
I
The show
did
is so
too.
bananas. This is a built-up game that you play if you were a theater kid in high school.
Yeah.
This is like ridiculous. This is mafia. It's not real life. But then she's like hysterically crying. I was like, oh my God, is it going to be between the two of them? And then Tom votes Dolores. Dolores again. And then Dolores is like,
Tom.
Fuck you, Tom. It's you. I don't even care. Shut the fuck up. God, I love fucking Tom. Tom versus Dolores.
No, he thinks he's the number one guy in that group, Jax. No, you're not.
No, you're not.
No, that was such a good episode. Oh my God, that was so good.
It was fun. It was a good time. So everyone watch Traitors. Should we get into our main event? I actually really liked this last episode. I was pretty happy with it because everything they've been teasing for the last 3 nothings of episodes.
Yeah.
We actually got some good entertaining stuff this time, I thought. How do you feel? You like this one?
I actually didn't like this one, but that's okay.
Oh, really?
I thought it was totally boring. I thought it was 100% boring and a waste of time. Yeah, we didn't do anything. But that's just me.
Nobody didn't do anything. That's true.
They didn't do anything. They sat at the dinner table and the girls had a phone call. That's what this episode was.
You know what it is? You're correct. You're 100% correct. It's what you and I need to talk about at the end.
Sure.
We're going to talk about Gino and Jasmine at the end of the episode and all of the drama around that.
Yeah.
Let's end with that. We'll start, I guess, do we start Stacey and Florian?
Sure.
And then I'm going to tell you right now, everybody, Vinny and Ari, nothing. The only thing I have to say about them is how cute is their son?
Oh, I know. That was so
like,
sweet.
Mommy.
Oh.
I've been behaving.
Yeah.
Like, he was so proud of himself that he's been behaving. Oh,
yeah.
And also he was like reassuring her. He's so little. And he was like, Mommy, everything is okay. And you're like, oh, that's rough. So sweet. Sophie
sweet.
and Rob not speaking.
Yeah, he wasn't even at the dinner table.
No, because he's still mad that he got caught. Sophie wants to go see everybody and wore the weirdest jumpsuit I've ever seen in my life. That was a lot of outfit. She was dressed like a Barbie doll from the 70s.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Good for her, though. Like,
yeah, she could.
And if you're going to wear it,
pull that off.
Make sure it's on TV. Julia and Brandon. Nothing.
Boring.
Boring. They have nothing. They're still upset, but they're both going to try and work through this during, hopefully if they have another therapy session before this thing is over.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll get to talk to a therapist about it. Josh and Natalie.
I mean, we got to see more on Between the Sheets with them. They were kind of boring.
So boring. Between the Sheets, also mostly very boring.
Yeah.
Not a fan of any of it.
Yeah.
Mostly for me, this episode was about Stacey and Florian.
Yeah.
And I am obsessed with Stacey, and Stacey got wasted. White girl wasted. And at first it was fun. Did you ever see She-Hulk show? First it was fun, then it was spooky.
Oh, yeah.
And then it was fun again. But that was like her being wasted.
Yes.
It was like, ooh, this is a intense roller coaster. Right. So Stacey and Florian are getting ready. The whole night is revolving around they're all going to have a nice dinner together.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
And they're relaxing before they start getting ready. And Stacey makes a little joke to Florian about, ooh, I saw you walk off with Natalie and you had your arm around her and you're like taking her on a little date. And she was obviously joking. And I thought she framed it very well because she said, you always want to go help everyone. Yeah. And you have such a big heart. And that is one of the things that I love most about you. But I want to see some of that effort and energy put into our relationship because we're here for our marriage too.
Yeah.
And we're here to work on things. So I want to see that there. And I think a lot of that was coming from her anxiety because we all know Darcy's coming. Darcy, her twin sister. Yeah. But it seemed like a nice conversation. They get ready to go to dinner. And then he goes to leave early because he had such a good conversation with Jasmine. And Jasmine had come and apologized to him. And he really appreciated that. And she had said, I'm really making an effort to change. And I'm really seeing what I've done wrong here. And he offers to go talk to Gino for her. And he's going to go have man-to-man conversation. So he leaves to go talk to Gino. And Stacey has Julia and Jasmine over to pregame. They go out to dinner. Yeah. And they open up some champagne.
Yeah.
Stuff happens with Jasmine that was cuckoo bananas that we'll get into. But by the time they get to dinner, you can see that she is kind of a bundle of nerves. Mm-hmm. And she's very buzzed. And people kind of notice that she's stressed. She's on her phone and agitated. And someone checks in with her and she goes, yeah, well, Darcy's coming. She's got to work on her issues. Me and Flo. And you're just like, oh no. What, did you see her boiling below the surface?
Yeah. Yeah, she gets kind of over the top, especially when she says, you need to pick me, you need to pick me. When she starts doing that, it's over. She's gone another level. Like she's not on this plane. Like on this emotional plane.
We've seen her get angry and yell at him. Mm-hmm. We've seen her snap at him. Mm-hmm. But when they start talking about how they're explaining to the group that they have this difficult dynamic with her sister. Yeah. You should be choosing me. And she actually slams her hand on the table and her face is just rage. She's like, you choose me. I'm your wife. And she's like hitting the table. And I think everyone was taken aback. Mm-hmm. And you see Florian just feel defeated. And then he starts to defend himself. And he said, I've lost 2 sisters, which I didn't realize. I knew he had lost 1 sister. I didn't know he had lost 2. Said, I've lost 2 sisters and she is my sister. And so fuck that. You can't tell me not to be close with my sister. And so this is so much more complicated than just it's weird that they have this dynamic. You see him holding on to his relationship with Darcy, I think as a sister, because Darcy shows up and you see this really quick switch where she walks in, she lights up the room. Yeah. Stacey's uncomfortable. They dance hello together. And then she quickly flips it back and goes, well, we got to work on this relationship. So Darcy walked in going like, hey, we're all having a nice dinner. Let's party. And then suddenly it was like, actually, we're in a fight. that you weren't here for the first part, but just, we're all in a fight. She was very handsy with Florian in a way that I found inappropriate.
Yeah.
Darcy does not respect boundaries. Stacey's clearly so uncomfortable. And Darcy's just like, what's wrong with it? We're brother and sister. We're besties. It's like, yeah, but that's your sister's husband.
Yeah.
That's not, you don't get to be besties with your sister's husband. You can be close, but it's a bizarre dynamic.
Yeah.
There's a triangle going on there that is not appropriate.
Yeah.
And I don't know who's the most to blame. Is it Florian? Is it Darcy?
Well, I think Darcy and Stacey have more of an issue than the triangle, I think.
Okay.
And then, well, in between the sheets, they show the male apologist, Sarah, she watches that clip and she says, Florian is in a lot of pain because of the loss of his sisters. And he just can't cut family out at all. And it's very black and white for him. Family is this, and this is what I do for family. But Stacey wants boundaries, right? And Florian, he can't do that, just automatically have boundaries. And then in between the sheets, you see him sitting on the couch with Gino, and they're watching that clip. And Gino's kind of saying, I'm on Stacey's side, right? Kind of questioning Florian, which I kind of liked. And Florian is just not getting it. He's saying, well, I'm her husband. She can call me. I'll come home. I'll do whatever. He is not picking up what everybody is putting down at all. He's not getting it. And I'm not sure if it's his Eastern European culture, if he's not really understanding, or if he's choosing not to. I don't know where that is for him, but that clearly he still has no understanding of what Stacey needs or what Stacey is trying to tell him about the weird triangle with him and Darcy.
It was a real eye-opener to see the three of them together. And to be fair, I didn't watch the previous seasons. I never watched Stacey and Darcy. So I missed all of that. I think it can be two things at once, right? I did say, I think it is more brother-sister platonic, but then there was also a time in the very beginning that comes up. And it's weird that it gets brought up in this setting. Because Florian, apparently, when he first started sending messages to Stacey online, he also sent them to Darcy.
Yeah.
Although may or may not have happened, he maybe also just liked the photos, liked Darcy's photos, because he thought they were the same person at the time. Who, I think it was Darcy that brought it up. You're like, why the fuck would you say that?
Yeah.
Oh, well, he thought I was hot too. Like, shut the fuck. That's such a weird thing to say.
Yeah.
Stacey asks directly, she's like, are you sexually attracted to her? And they're all like, ew, what are you talking about? And then Darcy's like, you're just being a Debbie Downer. It was shitting on Stacey, shitting on Stacey, shitting on Stacey.
Yeah.
But then Stacey also attacking with valid reasons. You didn't give Darcy a chance to ease into it. She just immediately had to be on the defense. And she was sober, so she was a lot quicker at responding. At one point, Stacey says, she gets upset, stands up, walks away from the dinner. Eventually, Darcy and Florian follow her together. And they had their arms around each other. It was like, come on, guys. Come on.
Yeah.
You didn't hear what the problem that caused? And then they get into the room and she's wasted. And she's like, maybe you have a better connection with Darcy. Maybe you should go be with Darcy. Do you want to fuck my man? And she, in the interview, was like, that's the one thing I do regret saying. I think she just, got wrapped up in her feelings. But I think that exists in her head.
Sure.
All of us, I was thinking it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And I think some of the cast was also because in between the sheets, they all noticed first a change in his attitude. If you watched his face, he completely lit up when she walked in the room. He smiled. He was softer around the edges. And then he literally sat between the two of them, physically sat between the two of them. And then every single cast member said he was touching her. He was placing his hand on her somewhere, her thigh, her knee, her leg, her shoulder, somewhere on her body, he was constantly touching her, and they were all uncomfortable with it or noticed it. So if he was doing all of that touching where 7 or 10 other people were noticing it, I think that is saying something.
And how that has not been called out enough before that they would know better than to do that.
Yeah.
Put alone on television.
Right.
But then the other thing was everyone in between the sheets, they were like, but which twin do you like better?
Yeah.
Right? And Jasmine was like, I feel so bad because I love Stacey, but Darcy walked in and I was like, Stacey who?
Yeah.
Because I guess Darcy is such a party. And there are people like that you meet. I'm one of them. You guys would meet me. I'd walk into the room and everyone just looks right here.
Well, I can vouch for that 100%.
I'm the center of attention. I'm the personality hire. I'm Darcy. I'm like, Matt's gonna listen to this and be like, fucking Cheenies.
That's what Cheenies do. Every Cheenie that listens to this is gonna be like, damn straight, that's what we are.
Correct.
That is correct.
Oh. But yeah, it was rough. It was rough watching Stacey implode like that, and you just see her confidence. Whenever she feels good, it's just so great. And then you just see it deteriorate. And as that confidence fell apart and as she got more drunk, you just saw her get angrier and angrier and start lashing out. And one of the last things that she said in the episode to Florian, she was most upset that Florian had told her that Darcy said that Florian should leave Stacey.
Yeah. And
she confronted her sister about saying that. Her sister doesn't remember, but then her sister was like, I don't remember saying it, but am I wrong? And you're like, Darcy, shut the fuck up.
Maybe we were beefing at the time, right?
Yeah, maybe we were beefing at the time. Oh my God. And then Stacey's asking Florian, do you want to be single? Do you think about how you'd like to be single? And he's like, come on, shut the fuck up. Come on. She's like, well, I do. I think about that. She gets upset and she just says the first thing that comes to her mind. She had just said at the hypnotherapy,
I'm not going to do that.
I'm not going to say that I want a divorce when I'm angry anymore. And then she gets wasted and the meanest thing that she says to him is like, sometimes I think about being single. How it would be better if I was single.
Yep.
Ooh.
What? Yeah.
In the words of Stassi, daggers in the heart.
I think that Florian doesn't like to have drama. They said that in one of the earlier episodes. I was thinking about this when I was watching it. Stacey has changed from earlier episodes where she was ugly crying and completely dramatic and over the top, where she's do you know what I mean? She's kind of calmed down and relaxed a lot in the, until this episode. And because Florian was constantly, what are you talking about? What is wrong with you? That's all he was constantly saying. The therapists were like, he doesn't want any drama. He doesn't like this in his life. He wants people to be calm. And he said that in the hotel room. You just need to chill out. You need to calm down. And I think that was the first part of the episode when she said, I just want you to remember why we're here. And he says, I just want you to calm down. I just want you to chill out. I think that's his kind of go-to with her when he's uncomfortable with what she's saying. He thinks that she's being dramatic. But I think the therapists are right. I don't think he likes drama. It makes him uncomfortable. He just wants everything to be copacetic and be calm. And Stacey and Darcy are not like that at all.
No.
And they never will be. But if Stacey understands that about him through therapy, she might be able to have some sort of, I don't know, coping mechanism to do whatever she needs to do for him in whatever way, walking away, taking 5 minutes, I don't know, whatever it is, for her to be able to do that for him.
Sure.
Right.
He needs to be able to have these conversations in a calm, thoughtful, I message sort of way.
Yeah.
However, she's fairly clear in this dynamic is fucked up and I'm not comfortable with it.
Yeah.
Maybe don't feel up her sister right next to her.
Well, there's that too. I get that.
I see what you're saying, and I don't think you're wrong, but I think he's having a hard time managing what in his mind are his priorities
Sure.
and morals.
Yeah.
So I need her to be calm, but also family first.
Yeah.
There's a hierarchy in the family, right?
Yeah.
Sister-in-law should never be equal to the wife.
Yeah. No, agree. Completely agree. I totally get that. And I think they've been doing this for so long, however, 9 years or 8 years or whatever they've been together, that is just second nature. And I think that's just what they do.
That's going to be a really hard pattern to break. And I think those two sisters have been having issues long before. It did make me laugh when she was talking about Darcy before Darcy got there. And she said, it's always been competitive before us. She's going to come here. She's going to say she's the older sister by 7 minutes. And within 2 minutes of Darcy being there, that's what she said. You're like, oh, she knew. She knew immediately. I'm on Team Stacey.
Me too.
I think Darcy's probably a lot of fun. Darcy's so fucking out of line.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'm with you on that.
Oh,
I'm Team Stacey.
And I don't know how Darcy doesn't see it. Florian knows, and he's still continuing the bad behavior.
Yeah.
Because in his mind, he's like being with his sister.
Yeah. And it's fine. He's not doing anything wrong.
Yeah, like why would it be wrong to hang out with my sister?
Right.
If my wife calls, I'll go home. And it's like, ooh, no.
Yeah.
I'm interested to see the therapy session.
Oh, yeah.
I have a sneaking suspicion it won't be this next week.
Oh, either.
I think they're going to draw it out again. Speaking of drawing out, we still had no idea what it was that Gino was so sorry for, but it was so horrible he didn't feel comfortable bringing it up in front of the group. I still think it's bullshit. Did you believe his answer of what he finally came clean about?
No, because it makes no sense.
It makes no fucking sense.
No.
And he didn't feel comfortable bringing it up? Okay.
No.
So, prefacing with, Keeley and I don't believe Gino for 2 fucking seconds.
No.
It's bullshit. It is the most Rob answer.
Oh, it's a good one. Yeah.
It's exactly the same. And here's another reason why this is bullshit. So fucking Gino, is confronted by Jasmine, and Jasmine is so calm and so open. She's in the headspace that Florian wants from Stacey all the time. Gino, I don't feel like that's what the truth was. Let's have a conversation about it. Let's talk about it. She came into that perfect. Good job, Jasmine. Don't worry, we'll turn on her in a minute. But at that moment, I was like, exactly perfect. That's what you're learning in therapy. And he starts crying, and he's going to come clean about what the thing is and how he hurt her and what he regrets. And he says the thing that he couldn't say in front of everybody in the group was when they were engaged, before they got married, he had a bachelor party and he got lap dances. That was on the goddamn show. We watched that happen. We all saw it if you watched it. That's a season I did watch.
Yeah.
The fuck, Gino? That's the thing. That's the thing that you couldn't tell all the people who were on the show. Josh has watched all the shows.
Yeah.
He knows we did.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
No. That's dumb. No.
That's so fucking dumb. And she was like, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you I needed to hear that. And he's like, that was the beginning of everything changing between us.
Wait, what? Yeah.
Bullshit. I found that really irritating.
Yeah, no.
I don't believe it. He's done way worse.
Yeah, that was the dumbest thing.
She's like, I forgive you for that, and I appreciate this apology. She thought she was never going to get an apology for this, and she finally got this apology, and it meant so much. Great. Okay. All right. And then she's like, all right, I've got to get ready for the dinner because I'm going to go see the girls first. So then Gino leaves and goes to talk to Florian. Florian sits him down and talks about how he's seen such a difference and he really appreciated that apology from Jasmine. And he says, what is it that you need from her? She needs this she needs that intimacy to move forward. What is it that you need from her? Gino was like, I want at least 2 weeks of no fighting. Florian's like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Who goes 2 weeks without fighting?
Yeah. No.
How long can you go without fighting?
No.
I don't think, just no.
No. Just no.
No.
2 minutes? No. That what? No. And even Jasmine said in Between the Sheets, a disagreement, right? About not, say they wanted pizza for dinner. And she's like, no, I'd rather have hamburgers. He would put that in the category of having a fight. And that was it. And
That's unreasonable.
Absolutely. That's not happening, because that's literally anybody you live with, whether you're a couple or not, that you're going to have disagreements like that.
Right. You're two different human beings. That and I get into apparently what Gino would be considering a fight at least every single day.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. 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 And yes.
I feel like I'm crushing this marriage thing, but I'm still getting into a Gino fight, which I'm going to call it now from now on. But he goes, actually, I want it to be 1 to 3 months is what I really want.
Oh my God. I thought Florian's head was going to fall off his shoulders. He's like, what? 1 to 3 months? What are you talking about? And then Gino says, well, I actually went 7 years with my ex-wife and we never had one fight. And Florian says, then why aren't you still married to her? Where is she? And we're all like, thank you, Florian. Like, exactly. What do you mean? But he backpedaled and he said, oh, we had many disagreements. We had our little disagreements here and there.
But not like this.
So
he wants no disagreement ever with Jasmine.
Yeah.
Because they've had bigger fights.
Yeah. And then he also wants her, Jasmine, to do everything he says. He also said that to her. You need to do what I say.
Do what I say, and you need to listen to me.
If Matt looked at you and goes, do what I say and listen to me,
I'd burn the house down.
Right. Exactly.
Do you know who I tell? See, you need to listen to me. I barely can say that to my children.
Exactly.
You say that when they're in kindergarten.
Right. No. And then Florian says, well, do you love her? And Gino says, yeah, I love her. And I wrote down, but are you in love with her? That's not the same thing. Right. I could love this desk that I'm sitting at, but I'm not in love with it, for God's sake. That's stupid. Right. He said,
it's a really good desk.
It's a super good desk, but I'm really not in love with it. Right. But he says, do you love her? And he's like, yeah, I love Jasmine. Well, would you die for her? Well, yeah, I would die for her. P.S. I don't think you would die for her. But he said, yeah, I'd die for her. And then he says, but you won't have sex with her? What do you think? Your dick is so special? And I'm just like, exactly. The whole world lit up. Everybody's like, exactly. What are you talking about? And then he backpedals again. Well, I have a different meaning of that than you do.
And that pissed Florian off.
Yeah.
Which I love that Florian's finally seeing Gino in this new, he's not a baby victim light. This guy is shitty. And he goes, what is it that makes you so special? Gino is claiming this moral high ground.
Yep.
That is so false. And everyone's starting to see it now. Even Florian, who was totally on his side. Yeah. He's lost touch with reality. I'm glad that they had that conversation, but they basically decide to agree to disagree.
Yeah. That's all
And Florian's got his head in his hands. What the fuck was that conversation that we just had?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then Gino's like, I'll get you another drink. Toddles off.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, and this is where we turn, Julia and Jasmine go to Stacey's room and they have some bubbly and they have some good talks. Then it turns into the discussion about her wanting to have an open marriage. And then she brings up Matt. And Matt is the guy who she called at the very beginning of the show. So she's been going to the gym with Matt. And if she gets the okay to have an open marriage with Gino, that she's already found somebody that's going to have sex with her.
Yeah.
Because they're friends and he respects her as a person. and he would really like to fuck her. I mean, she's smitten with this guy, but she still loves Gino. She just keeps talking about, I still love Gino. I love Gino. I want things to work out with Gino. I don't understand.
What don't you understand?
How, and I guess this is maybe me being, I don't know, close-minded about it, but how can you be like, I love my husband, but I have a crush on this guy and I'm gonna fuck him? Like, as long as my husband says it's okay. What's going on? It's crazy. And this seems like a totally logical thing. And then she's sitting there with Stacey and Julia. Julia's like, we listen and we don't judge. And I want to know all the details.
Yeah.
Show me a picture.
Yeah.
And Stacey, I think this is where Stacey's getting drunk. And I think that Stacey doesn't really agree, but also I think she really likes Jasmine. And I think she's trying to put her mind anywhere other than the fact that Darcy is coming. They're like, show us pictures. They're like, he's not your usual type. Because he's a good looking guy.
Sure.
He's a good looking guy, Matt. And they're like, we should call him. And they end up FaceTiming him. Yeah. I had said this last time. It was like when you're in high school and you and your friends call the boy that you like on the phone and you're all chatting. So fun to watch. And Julia's like, take off your shirt. Did he take off his shirt?
He didn't. He didn't.
He just was flexing.
He was flexing because Jasmine's like, we have to go have dinner with our husbands. We're not. Yeah. He's not taking his shirt off. No.
And she's like, I'm so sorry I called you and you weren't prepared. I'm so sorry. Oh my God. Julia said in Between the Sheets, Matt is just waiting for her marriage to implode. And he's like, I will pick it up as soon as he puts that down. I want the whole thing. Just bananas.
But why is it not okay? Why is that not okay for Jasmine to get something that she wants? And why is it okay for Gino to lie, to manipulate, to torture her? Why is that okay? Why is it acceptable? This is my problem.
Neither are acceptable.
But no, it is acceptable. People accept it. You accept the fact. No. You're accepting it. You're accepting the fact that Gino treats her like trash, right?
I think he's terrible. I don't think it's okay.
But then you poo-poo her when she's like, oh my God, this is what I'm getting what I want. Finally, she has said out loud from day one what she wants. She's been honest. She's told the truth. And everybody has turned on her because she's told the truth. Gino has lied the entire time.
I think that Gino is a liar. I think he's manipulative. I think he is shit. I think he wants to control her.
Yes.
He wants to keep her in this box.
Yep.
And he has done that. He has effectively kept her under his thumb.
Yep.
Except for this gym thing where she has met Matt. I would be willing to say I think she does have good intentions in her weird way. She's been very honest about that she wants this open marriage. I think that she started building it all up and started setting things up so the second that she got the okay, she could go into it. I think she genuinely wants the marriage with Gino to work. I think she also wants to have Matt. I think that is what I'm confused by. I'm not saying that she's the worst for this. I'm just saying I don't understand wanting and thinking that she's going to get both.
Well, there's people that practice polyamory.
I know.
And there's people that practice open marriage. Like at the end, they find out that Reba, the sex therapist, practices open marriage lifestyle. And so there are people that do that. I don't know if you've ever seen the show or the series on, I think it's Showtime. It's called Couples Therapy. You ever heard of it or seen it?
Yeah, I've seen parts of it that'll pop up in little bits. The thing is, it has to be based in a lot of open communication, a lot of trust, making rules and sticking to them. Gino has been like, I am going to make all of these very strict rules for you.
Right.
And she's like, I'm going to make these rules here. And you let me know if they work, because I think I've already started.
This is what I don't understand. This is what I see When people on this show, the cast on this show, they watch these clips in between the sheets, or they talk about her behind her back, or they judge her like Stacey and Julia were judging her. They're like, oh my God, you found somebody. I can't believe this. Or like Rob and Brandon were watching it, and Rob is like, she's a cheater. You know, this is not okay. Rob says, if I can't respond to someone that I don't even know, right, and get called a cheater, and she's already having this side guy and she's not a cheater, this whole thing is my problem. When people look at her, our society, we are raised to blame women for everything. We immediately, instinctually blame women. Every single person on that cast goes, oh, poor Gino. Poor Gino.
Right.
Everybody's like, oh, I feel so sorry for him. Oh my God, when he finds out, what is he going to do? Oh my God. I can't understand this. What the hell is going to, this is disgusting. I am absolutely disgusted. I'm on her side 100%. I do not practice open marriage. I do not believe in open marriage. When I say these things that I say, this is not what I practice. This is not what I believe. So let's not get misconstrued on what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is our society. We blame women for everything, and it's disgusting, and I don't like it. And then they turn around, they're like, oh, well, like, now I feel bad for her. Now we see that Gino is a psychopath. And you're like, you didn't see it fucking a year ago when you were on the show? You treated her like trash. You talked about her behind her back, and you believed this sociopath that went around lying and treated her like shit and tortured her, literally tortured her. But she's the problem. Jasmine is the problem when all she does is tell the truth and then find someone to give her what she wants, which is actually a relationship. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yep. No, I see what you're saying. I think it was just that I think everyone was surprised that she had already set up all of the groundwork for this open marriage before she asked for it. You're way farther ahead in this than we realized. Like, no, I think that was the surprise. I don't think that she's wrong. I honestly think that in her way, in her mind, she was like, look, this works for both of us. Like, I think that she genuinely thought that. I think that she is very naive and doesn't fully understand the way that open marriages, polyamory work, because you have to have a lot of trust and a lot of communication. There's still jealousy, like,
Rules
involved, but there's rules and like give and take and going, oh, I'm going to manage my jealousy and see the good in this for you. The problem with it is that Gino will never, ever want to see her experience something good outside of him.
And that's his problem.
And he doesn't even want her to experience good from him. He's withholding everything. So I think she found a solution that is just completely the wrong solution for this problem. And I have to jump off of one of the points that you made when Rob is in between the sheets and like, how did Rob make himself the victim of Jasmine's that phone call?
The fuck? Yeah.
What the fuck, Rob? No one was talking about you. No one, and he's like, everyone's mad. It was like, yeah, it's Rob.
Yeah.
You're an
Unbelievable.
fucking Rob.
Yeah, I know.
The thing is, you and I, this is what we need to cover. This is not in the show. This is on our social medias, as Vinny would say.
Social?
Our social medias. We're going to ruin the show for the Jasmine part of it right now.
More things.
90 Day Fiancé has so many spin-offs, one of which is 90 Day Fiancé, the single life. That is where Natalie and Josh come from, because Natalie was married to a different guy, then became single after getting divorced to that guy, and then met Josh and she was on the single life.
Yeah.
They have a new season that will be coming out soon of the single life. Jasmine's on it.
Yep.
Jasmine's on it with Matt.
Yes.
Jasmine and Matt get together.
Yes.
Jasmine and Gino aren't going to make it, guys.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Gino's not going to end up being open to an open marriage. Now, what we've also learned is possibly since the single life or during the single life, Jasmine's pregnant with Matt's baby. Matt and Jasmine have already broken up because supposedly, I don't remember which one it is.
Supposedly.
Is there a D? Supposedly.
Your dad would know.
Dad does know.
He'll text you.
We'll get that out. Anyway. Matt just wanted to be on TV.
Yep.
He's Josh 2.0.
Yes.
But he didn't do the kind thing of putting a baby in Natalie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. Matt could have put a baby in Natalie. This is a fun one. Who would you rather get pregnant? Natalie or Jasmine?
Ooh, Natalie.
Because her mom's in the country.
Yeah, her mom's in the country and she doesn't have... Jasmine already has kids and Natalie has been wanting kids for so long, even though she's a little cray-cray. But I would pick Natalie.
Do you know what Matt said? Not Matt on the show, Matt, my husband. Matt was like, how pissed are you if you are Jasmine's kid that she left back in Panama?
No.
Her son?
Yeah. No, I know.
It's rough. How old is Jasmine?
Isn't she 30? She's late 30s, 37, 39, something like that. You should look it up, but yes.
I'm gonna give it a Goog.
No, I'm pretty sure she's late 30s, and I wondered that when...
38.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm older than Jasmine.
Mm-hmm.
I did not realize that I was older than Jasmine.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess your butt being put in upside down ages you a bit.
I don't know.
I don't know why I'm so preoccupied with how much older or younger I am than everyone, but I keep finding out that I'm older. Like I've hit that point.
Yes, that's why. Oh,
Yeah, so I can't tell if Jasmine's good or bad right now. I know that she needs everyone to start buying cameos from her so she can afford diapers probably soon. And probably formula, because there's no milk coming out of there anymore, right?
Oh, no, there's milk. They don't... That doesn't...
Can you do it if you've got fake boobs?
Yes. They don't do anything with the milk glands. It doesn't interrupt the milk glands at all. Because they put it so far back, it's just either on top of the muscle or behind the muscle. It depends on where they put it. But it has nothing to do with the front where the milk and the glands are.
I was not prepared for how weird boobs are when you have a baby.
Oh my God, me either.
I thought it was one whole...
I did too, but it comes out in like 5.
It's like a whole...
Like a sprinkler.
Like a sprinkler.
Yes. I didn't know that
when
either.
You're watering the lawn. Who knew?
No.
Fun fact, everybody.
Fun fact. And it's a little jarring and shocking when you see it for the first time.
Like, why are they
And no wonder the babies gulp because they're like, oh, because there's so much coming out because there's 5 or however many holes. I didn't know that. Thought it was 1.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
It's many.
No, it's not. It's not like a cow.
Nope.
Totally different.
Yes. Oh.
This is good content.
It is good content. So when they were at the dinner table before Darcy got there, I made note that Rob was not at the dinner table, Ari was not at the dinner table, and Benny was not at the dinner table. And of course, Julia has to make her snotty comment about Ari messing up their whole kinetic energy thing that they did, their little breathing session, and coming for her and saying she needed male attention. And then Gino jumped in and said, well, Benny's my friend. I think Ari just wants us all to hate Benny. And I'm not going to do that because Benny's my friend. I had a huge problem with that. Aside from the fact that I'm really not liking Julia a whole lot right now. And I think from what I saw from the clips, I'm really not going to like her until the end. But what I thought about when everybody was talking about Ari and shitting on her, why did they just do that with her? Because they just don't like her. Because that whole thing, why didn't they do that with Sophie? They could have done that with the whole Rob and Sophie incident. They could have done that to Sophie's face because Rob wasn't there. Why didn't they do that to her?
Well,
because they're Rob's friend.
Right. I think it comes down to the fact, one, pussy ass bitches.
Yeah.
Ari wasn't there to defend herself, so it's easy to shit on Ari.
Yeah.
Two, I think that everyone is still very much they've only seen Benny wanting to entertain them, and they've only seen Ari in the middle of a crisis. Everyone is just tired of watching her have emotions, and no one understands why she's having these emotions until their hindsight is 2020, right? And it's disappointing to see them be shitty over and over and over again. I don't think that Julia gets it at all. After what happened at Lakeside Therapy, I don't really trust where her mind is at. She just wanted to absolve herself of cheating on Brandon in the past. We just need to get everything out in the open. Then we find out she definitely did get everything back out in the open because there's the guy at the resort.
Yep.
Then we see her very excited to see Matt without a shirt on. And you're like, you're literally in marriage therapy. What are you doing? And the way that she treated Ari when Ari had the full meltdown, she's like, well, Benny, let's teach me how to moonwalk. Let's all have a good time. And you're like, this is not, no one is acknowledging that she's definitely not okay right now.
Yeah.
And everyone else is allowed to not be okay except for Ari.
Yeah.
Because they haven't made friends with her.
Yep.
And I get that Ari's a lot, but she's in the middle of like such a crisis. And they've been with her long enough to see this. They've seen more than you and I have, and they do not give her any grace, but everyone expects it.
Well, and they give everybody else grace. They don't do that to Sophie. They definitely don't do that to Natalie. They talk shit behind Natalie's back all the time, but they don't do that to her.
Natalie screams at Josh and interrupts everything. And everybody has to go, Florian has to go run and take care of her. Everyone's got to placate Natalie while she's having her full meltdown because Josh is body shaming and gaslighting her, which he did not do in that moment. Look at, oh, she's back. Yeah, you're 100% correct. They have none of that for Ari, but they're willing to give it to fucking Natalie.
Yeah, it just bothered me so bad. I was so mad watching that couple minute while they were just shitting on her over and over and over again. The other thing I wanted to say really quick was in between the sheets. I think Ari is super smart when she talked about Gino and his perception of women, that he put women in two categories, either a Madonna or a whore category. And I had never heard that before. Had you heard that before?
Yeah, so
I
think it's a really
liked that.
Yeah, and I think it's super common.
It makes kind of sense for him.
And usually it's actually Madonna whore, where they put these women on a pedestal, and they need them to be perfect and pure for them. Yeah, but the second that it gets sexual, then it's like they're kind of ruined for them because they can't ever be that thing that they put on the pedestal anymore. And then the other part of that is the mother. You're never allowed to be a full human being for these men, right? You are either perfect and pure, or you are caring for them and taking care of them. They're lusting after you if you're the Madonna. Yeah. If you're the mother, they can't lust after you, but they expect care from you. Yeah. Then there's the whore, which is like you are literally just a piece of meat for them and entertainment. But none of these are a full person in the eyes of these men, and they can't acknowledge that. And I think that that's definitely happening for Gino. Gino does not see women as people.
No. I agree.
It's so clear.
And I thought she was super smart bringing that up. And people don't give her enough where it's due, and they don't get to know her at all. And it's super sad, and it's super disappointing.
Well, I think that's also maybe part of it.
Yeah.
I think that she enters that group setting, and it turned me off as well at the very beginning, where she's like, if you guys want advice about therapy, let's get into it, because it's like, oh, I've done that exact same fucking thing. But it's true, because I think she walks in, and I think she's probably one of the smarter people there, if not the smartest person there. Maybe, and I think part of it is that she's spent so much time in therapy that she's intellectualizing her feelings. She's sitting there, and she can evaluate them, and she can name all of those things, and she can break it down and go, oh, I can see the root of this. Oh, this is it. She can do all of that, but she can't actually feel and process that. And I think that her intelligence with this stuff turned a lot of people off. You also sent me another video, and it's worse now. It's Josh and Rob and Brandon, and then the other guy who is the son of somebody from Vegas. Unfortunately, Brandon's involved now. And Brandon, we all know Brandon's a terrible dancer, and he's in a robe. They got paid to do one.
Another music video.
They were paid to do another lip sync music video by a spa knows their target audience, and paid these guys. You know what, though? It's going to backfire. I'm never fucking going to that spa. Whatever it is. I don't want to be there. I don't want to accidentally put on the same robe that Brandon did.
Gross.
Oh, they're so full of themselves.
Yeah, so bad. So bad.
Should not be that confident about what they're doing.
Oh, God. Yeah.
I think Brandon's also the only one in that group that has a sense of humor about himself in that way.
Yeah.
Brandon was like, this is a funny joke. I think the other guys are like, we're going to turn this into a career.
And so good at this.
I look so good.
I look so good.
Girls are going to be sliding out of their seats when they see this video. It's
Nope.
Worth a watch. Everyone check it out.
Yep.
I mean, I love mess.
Messy.
But we also, speaking of mess, next week we do get to see Julia have a sit down with Brandon and his parents for some reason.
Yeah. And she fibs and lies. And Brandon calls her out. Says, nope, she's lying. This isn't what we're doing. Yeah.
She's lying. And she cheated on me.
And she cheated on me.
And then he runs away.
And he runs away. And then Florian makes fun of him crying.
I know.
Flo, come on.
He's not in touch with his feelings.
No. Who's he sitting with? Oh, Josh. Yeah, Josh perpetuates
Josh
that. Yeah.
And one of the things that does come up is he goes, I don't know if I believe in this therapy thing. Our Florian.
Yeah, he said that. He's probably said that 5 times. Yeah.
He's like, I'm not into it. But then he says, but me and Stacey and Darcy, I think we do actually need it.
Oh.
For this, we need it. And I was like,
okay.
We'll take that little bit of buy-in.
Flow.
This, we need a professional to help us fix.
God. Yeah. They need to have one on speed dial when Darcy calls him at 3 a.m. and then he calls the therapist and she says, don't answer the phone. Hang up.
I'm excited to see that therapy.
Oh, my Lord.
It's going to last 3 episodes.
Oh, my. We're going to be in episode 20 still talking about this. My God. I hope not.
But also, I got to see it. I can't not watch it.
Oh, no. That's going to be so good.
It's going to be good.
All right, everybody.
I think we've covered it all.
We did it.
Good job. Good job, Keeley.
Good job.
Good job. Thanks. Good job, everybody, for listening.
Thanks for sticking with us.
We'll see you next week.
I love you. I miss you.
I love you. Okay. I miss you.
Bye.
And you guys too. Bye-bye.